Kraken.
The Kraken variant.
Kraken. And some are dubbing Kraken.
New strain of COVID is generating a lot of discussion these days, and so is its name, the Kraken variant. As CTV's Ricardo Vanessa tells us, a Guelph professor is the one behind the name of what's being described as the most transmissible version of the virus to date.
The nickname for the virus stems from a community of scientists looking to make it easier to refer to all the variants. They started with mythological creatures following the Greek alphabet naming system, giving other subvariants nicknames like Griffin and Hippogriff.
Kraken's not actually Greek, it's Scandinavian, but it's pretty common in popular culture.
It was University of Guelph professor T. Ryan Gregory who coined the name Kraken.
It seemed fitting, it would probably be memorable, because we were thinking we were going to be talking about this one a fair bit, which is obviously the case.
Release the Kraken! Up into Bangkok on my way back and visit Richard. So about a day before I left Dubai, around the end of July in 2008, Thomas hands me a 20-page document in an envelope that hadn't even been opened. And he said, here, have a look. In this 20-page document, it was all about, again, Bitcoin, the blockchain, how they have the code, which means they can steal your money. Kraken, release the Kraken, which I'll get to in a few minutes. The creation of ISIS, Brexit. They talked about the election in 2016 in the United States. They talked about interest rate hikes that we're seeing today that will continue to go on. And the fact that they want to try to disrupt the economy in the United States. So with this information, Thomas, I handed him back the envelope and he said, oh, by the way, Boyd, Richard just found a pilot from Malaysian Airlines to put on a simulator. So without hesitating, I said, well, what are you going to give him? He says, oh, probably 10 million US and a villa in Bali. So honestly, I didn't know whether to believe this story or not, but I hopped on a plane the next day to Canada via Bangkok, and I got off in Bangkok. I spent 5 days. I visited with Richard for 3 of them, and he basically confirmed everything. He knew about my hockey record, 5 goals in 3 minutes and 7 seconds, because that became my number, 5307. He also confirmed that he had been writing what was now called the 14-year plan for the New World Order. This is what I read. And it took him 7 years to write this whole program. And he also wrote the code for Bitcoin along with a few other of his assistants. Kraken, which was invented just after MH370 disappeared, was a Bitcoin exchange, a cryptocurrency exchange in San Francisco. And when they released the Kraken can eat up all the Bitcoin in the market. They actually tested it out in 2016 with Ethereum. Ethereum in June of 2016 was worth $400, and within 1 second it went down to 10 cents and then back up again. That is what you call releasing the Kraken. So whenever you see large fluctuations in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, they are releasing the Kraken. And it's there to destroy countries that rely on Bitcoin and humans. So I'm just giving everybody a heads up. Kraken, release the Kraken. Kraken, release the Kraken. Release the Kraken. So, chapter 15 in my book, which is the final chapter, I had to end it off with 15. 1 plus 5 is 6, right? 1 plus 5 is 6, right? 1 plus 5 is 6, right?
There was Alpha, then Delta, then Omicron next. But this latest variant might be the best. It's XBB.1.5. Another brand of COVID-19 has arrived. XBB.1.5. Latest variant.
So the chapter 15, we're going to go through that, release the Kraken, the motherboard of the internet, and where these cryptocurrencies and the blockchain, etc., they have control 100% of the blockchain of the internet. I read in that 20-page document in 2008 where if they want to target a person or a company that doesn't follow their rules of the New World Order in the future, they will simply destroy them through the blockchain. Some people find that hard to believe because they say the blockchain is developed by the individual companies, etc. But somehow, I can only say, I don't know, I'm not a technical guy, okay? It's what I read is that they have access to anybody in the world who has cryptocurrencies, who uses the blockchain, etc.
Meaning that they can steal your money at any time, no matter how much you think that you're protected?
Right. And now they're the regulator. So not only can they steal your money, they're the regulators. They're developing the new world with pumping and dumping cryptocurrencies. So this year, you will see cryptos go up and down. Okay, they're starting to do, because see, Trump's secretary, Sidney Powell, announced just before Christmas that she released the Kraken.
Sidney, at the outset of this broadcast, I said that this is the culmination of what has been over a 4-year effort to overthrow this president, to first deny his candidacy, the election, but then to overthrow his presidency. This looks like the effort to carry out an end game in the effort against him. Do you concur?
Oh, absolutely, and it's been organized and conducted with the help of Silicon Valley people, the big tech companies, the social media companies, and even the media companies. And I'm going to release the Kraken. I'm going to release the Kraken.
But okay, when she said I released the Kraken back at however many months ago, or a month or so ago or more, what is it that we thought she was saying then?
Okay, so that was tipping off the top 1% to, get your Bitcoin, grab your Bitcoin. That's why Elon Musk said he invested 1.5 billion into Bitcoin. And that's when Trump lost the election. It was good timing. So that was a payoff to Trump and all his cronies and to the elite. They all probably got out of Bitcoin and put it into gold money, because that's the future. Kraken was formed, and so Thomas told, this was all in the original document that I read in 2008. It talked about Bitcoin, the blockchain, Ethereum, all these cryptos, how they're going to go up and then they're all going to crash in 2023, how they're going to go up and then they're all going to crash in 2023, in 2023, in 2023.
As Betsy conveyed, we've done a lot about transparency in terms of resolution planning. It's all out there on the website. What we want to think about and what we're starting to work on now is how to improve transparency about our execution plans for Title II resolution. We've been working on these for 10 years now, and we should probably be starting to say more things publicly. What we want to think about today is what should we be transparent about now that would help improve confidence in the event that we're called to use our Title II. That if and when we do have to have that announcement on Friday night, ideally Friday night, on Friday night, ideally Friday night.
Ideally Friday night.
Thinking one statement was inflation is infinite. You can put an infinite number of zeros after any number and put the decimal points wherever you want. This is an indication that inflation is a tool of controllers. When the new system takes over, people will be expected to sign allegiance to it, indicating they don't have any reservations or holding back to the old system. There just won't be any room, he said, for people who won't go along. We can't have such people cluttering up the place, so such people would be taken to special places. And here I don't remember the exact words, but the inference I drew was that at these special places where they were taken, then they would not live very long. The bringing in of the new system, he said, probably would occur on a weekend in the winter. Everything would shut down on Friday evening, and Monday morning when everybody wakened, there would be an announcement made that the new system was in place. Everything would shut down on Friday evening. Everything would shut down on Friday evening.
Ideally Friday night.
Are you talking to me? No way, punk!